session. Sorry for a little delay. We are just starting. Rohinanda, you have Kata, you are playing? Okay. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha, Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha Radhe. Jaya Nitai Patita Pavan Gaura Hari, Jaya Nitai Patita Pavan Gaura Hari. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Shri Radha Gopijan Vallabh Bhavan ki, Nitai Patita Pavan Gaura Hari ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki. Hare Krishna. Is screen sharing coming through? I'm getting some message here, can't install updates or something. There's some message coming up on screen. Okay, maybe it went away.
Oh, yeah, that is okay. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, how do I get back to Zoom screen?
Click here, Prabhuji.
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udhirai Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 29, text number 8. So thank you to His Jai Shyam Kishore Prabhu for assigning me to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam today. For my own purification, I take this opportunity to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam so that I can absorb myself in these narrations, in these discussions, and for my own purification, for my own introspection. So thank you, Prabhu, very much. So Shyam Kishore Prabhu gave me the verse, and when I read the verse, I told Prabhu, so it looks like I'm going to speak about myself. So this discussion is going on between Kapila Dev and Mother Devahuti. Mother Devahuti asked Lord Kapil Dev to describe about devotional service. And Kapil Dev is describing about the process of devotional service in the previous verse, as discussed by his Vishnu Kumar Prabhu yesterday. Kapil Dev described that there are many different paths of devotional service, and then continuing next 3 verses, he's going to speak about devotional service performed under the influence of ignorance, passion, and goodness. So we'll be reading text 8 today, 3.29.8. Abhisandhaya yohimsam dambham matsrayam evacha sarambhadbina dragabhabham mai kureyat satamasaha. Abhisandhaya yohimsam dambham matsaryam evacha evava sarambhadbina dragabhabham mai kuriyat satamasa. Anybody would like to recite? Abhisandhyaya yohimsam dambham matsaryam evava sambrambhe binna drigbhavam mai kuriyat satamasaha. Abhisandhaya yohimsam dambham matsaryamevava sarambhi bhinna drigabhavam mai kuriyat satamasaha. Word by word meaning. Abhisandhyaya, having in view. Yah, he who. Himsam, violence. Dambham, pride. Matsaryam, envy. Eva, indeed. Va, or. Sambrambhat, angry. Bhinna, separate. Drik, whose vision. Bhavam, devotional service. Mai, to me. Kuriyat, may do. Sah, he. Tamasah, in the mode of ignorance. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Devotional service executed by a person who is envious, proud, violent, and angry, and who is a separatist, is considered to be in the mode of darkness. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. It has already been stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 2nd chapter, that the highest, most glorious religion is the attainment of causeless, unmotivated devotional service. In pure devotional service, the only motive should be to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is not actually a motive. That is the pure condition of living entity. In the conditioned stage, when one engages in devotional service, he should follow the instruction of bona fide spiritual master in full surrender. The spiritual master is the manifested representation of the Supreme Lord because he receives and presents the instructions of the Lord as they are by disciplic succession. It is described in Bhagavad Gita that the teaching therein should be received by disciplic succession, otherwise there is adulteration. To act under the direction of bona fide spiritual master with the motive to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead is pure devotional service. But if one has a motive for personal sense gratification, his devotional service is manifested differently. Such a man may be violent, proud, envious, and angry, and his interests are separate from the Lord's. One who approaches the Supreme Lord to render devotional service, but who is proud of his personality, envious of others, or vengeful in the mode of anger, he thinks that he is the best devotee. Devotional service executed in this way is not pure. It is mixed and is of the lowest grade, tamasa. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur advises that a Vaishnava who is not of good character should be avoided. A Vaishnava is one who has taken the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the ultimate goal of life. But if one is not pure and still has motives, then he is not a Vaishnava of the first order of good character. One may offer his respect to such a Vaishnava because he has accepted the Supreme Lord as the ultimate goal of life. But one should not keep company with a Vaishnava who is in the mode of ignorance. So, Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Giri Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarini Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanyeshwaram Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavedanyaya Krishna Prema Pradhayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurakshe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhaktashaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchah Kalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So this is very nice verse, or the next three set of verses, where Lord Kapil Dev is describing devotional service performed under the influence of ignorance, passion, and goodness. And when I read all the particular characteristic of a person executing devotional service under these various qualities, I see maybe Kapil Dev is speaking about me, talking about all these different modes: envy, greed, pride, anger, being a separatist mentality. So when we read these verses, the purpose is not to judge anybody else. The purpose is to introspect for ourselves. Maybe I am also situated somewhere, even though performing devotional service for many, many years, but do I still have some of these characteristics in my character? So when we perform devotional service, it's not that devotional, it's not that the devotional service or bhakti is influenced by ignorance, passion, or goodness. It's the performer of devotional service who is influenced by these different qualities or these different modes. The performer may be under ignorance, he may be under passion, he may be under goodness, but bhakti is pure. So devotional service is pure and it can award the highest benediction, developing love for the Supreme Lord. And what is the characteristic of pure devotional service? To execute in a pure manner. Ahetuki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. So when the devotional service is performed, ahetuki, when there is no other hetu, when there is no other motive. Apratihata, when there is no breakage in the devotional service. That is the highest quality of devotional service. We are not performing devotional service for personal motive that I'm trying to gain something. I'm looking for some benediction or I'm trying to gain some puja la pratishtha. So when it is free from any motives and it is continuous, it's not that it's only Janmashtami to Janmashtami, or it's only from particular festival to festival only. On particular festival, I come to temple and do some service. And after that, Krishna, you are here, you enjoy your Leela, let me do my Leela. So when that is not the motive, that is the pure devotional service. Now we are all awarded different bodies, we have all different conditioning, and through various species of life, we are wandering within this material world. And Krishna has been witnessing all our activities. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, I want to quote this verse, Bhagavad Gita 18.61, where Lord Krishna is speaking, Ishvara sarva bhutanam hrideshe arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarva bhutani yantra rudhani mayaya. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wandering of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of material energy. So we have been going through so many different species of life, sometime in an animal species, in a reptile species, sometime as a tree or creeper or aquatic, sometime as a human body or even as a demigod form. So we may have gone through so many different species of life and doing so many different activity, and we have so many impressions stored in our chitta, in our consciousness. And even though the soul is pure, the spirit soul is pure, but when the spirit soul is bound in a particular body, it has to act under the influence of that particular body. Even though the spirit soul is pure, but when the spirit soul is in the body of a squirrel, he has the capacity to perform according to the limitations of that body. A squirrel cannot run like a tiger. If the spirit soul is in the body of a bird, then it cannot swim like a fish. So under the influence of a particular body, it is bound to act in that particular way. And now coming to the human form of life also, even though as a human form of life, we have been awarded that highest benediction, which is to awaken our Krishna consciousness, to develop our love for the Supreme Lord. But within that human form of life also, because we have so much conditioning, and sometimes we are forced to act in that particular way. And Krishna speak about the different qualities of a person under the influence of goodness, passion, and ignorance. And chapter 1861, or not 1861, that we already read, chapter 16, text number 4. Krishna describes the quality of somebody who is under the influence of asuri pravritti, who is under the influence of ignorance. Dambadharpo abhimanascha krodha paurushyam evacha ajnanam cha jatasya partha sampadam asurim. The pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. These qualities belong to those of demoniac nature, O son of Pratha. So coming to the human form of life, even though our ultimate goal, the highest goal is to awaken our love for the Supreme Lord, but because of the previous conditioning or the nature acquired, we act in so many different ways. See, knowing the goal is one thing. Knowing the direction to reach that goal is also one thing. And having the vehicle to follow through that direction to reach the goal is another thing. So somebody you know that, okay, I need to reach maybe UFM. I know the goal, I know the destination, I know the directions also how to reach there. But if I have a car which is braking every few miles, the car is very noisy, squeaky. So even though I know the goal, I know the directions also, but if the vehicle is not proper, I may not be able to reach that destination. If I have the proper vehicle, my vehicle is very nice, very comfortable, I have the best car in the world, but I don't know what is my goal, and I don't know the path, the direction also to reach that goal. So that also is not useful. So having the goal, having the direction, that is one thing, but important is to know, to have the proper vehicle also. So even after getting the human form of life, if we don't even know the goal, that is to attain Krishna Prema, if we don't even know the goal, and if we don't know the process how to achieve that, that's also not use of this human form of life. So getting this human form of life, we need to utilize it to the best ability, even though there are so many problems in this vehicle. Right now, my vehicle, this particular body, which is influenced by so many different vikaras, so much conditioning. But at least if I have the vehicle, I can try to move towards that goal, towards that destination. So utilizing all these different facilities which is given to me, even though it is not of the best quality as of now, but still we need to move towards the goal. But along with that, while moving towards that goal, if we are too much influenced by these lower modes, the qualities which is described here, dambho, darpa, abhimanascha, krodha, parushyam evacha, so pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. Our goal should be, even though there is a lot of conditioning, on the way I want to drop off all these different baggages which I have. Generally, when we travel in the flight, especially if you're traveling in Spirit Airline, you have to travel light. And you cannot carry a lot of baggage, even though the flight ticket may be cheap, but the baggage is going to cost you a lot. So same way, while traveling towards Krishna, we need to travel light. What does that mean? We need to give up all these previous conditioning which we have acquired from so many different lifetime, going through so many different species or with so many different interactions. So the baggage of all these dambha, abhimana, krodha, darpa, all etc., all this need to be given up. See, dambha and abhimana. What is the difference in dambha and abhimana? Dambha means pride, abhiman. Abhiman means self-respect. Okay. So in one sense, somebody may say dambha, abhiman, or ahankar. If I say ahankar, so dambha, ahankar, what is the difference in that? Ahankar is ego. Dambha is the result of ahankar. So all looks very synonym, right? All very similar terms. But it is described, see, dambha Dambha means I do not have a quality, but I pretend to have that quality. And by that, I seek out respect because of that. So even though not having the quality, but I pretend, yes, I have that quality and I demand to be respected because of that. That is called dambha. And pride, abhiman is, yes, I have the quality. And because of that quality, I feel proud. I want to be respected because of that. So there is a difference in dambha and abhiman. Not having a quality is still pretending, yes, I'm a very great person, I'm a scholar, I'm a very learned person, pretending ourselves to be a scholar and then demanding respect. That is called dambha, which is even worse than having the quality and then demanding something. So while practicing Krishna consciousness, this is what Kapil Dev is describing here. Devotion service under the mode of ignorance is somebody is filled with dambha, that false pride, thinking ourselves to be a great devotee. That, oh, I have become a very advanced devotee. I have been practicing for 15 years, 20 years, so I deserve the due respect. I am a senior devotee. Or trying to have the pride because of doing certain activity. Say now we are doing Japa marathon and somebody is chanting 192 round. Another one is chanting only 96 round and feeling that pride in the heart. See, I'm so great. I'm chanting 190. Look at that person, that devotee. He's not even chanting. He is still doing 16 round. So having that sort of feeling, trying to feel ourselves as superior than others, that is the pride in the heart. So if somebody is still having that pride in the heart while practicing devotional service, it means I am still influenced by ignorance. My devotional service is under the mode of ignorance. And then on Ekadashi, we observe fasting and somebody is doing Nirjala Ekadashi. Other devotee, they are eating Ekadashi Prasadam, and one may feel too much superiority over others. See, I am such an advanced devotee. I am doing Nirjala fast. And look at others. They cannot even fast. They have to eat 3 times. And they are, rather than fasting, they are feasting on Ekadashi. So having that sort of feeling towards others, trying to minimize other person and thinking ourselves too much superior, that gives rise to this pride in the heart. So it means somewhere my consciousness is gliding down under the mode of ignorance. So that is pride. And then envy. If there is an envy in the heart, out of envy, if we try to criticize others, try to do fault finding with others, it means I'm influenced by the mode of ignorance. We may try to point out to somebody else's fault out of concern also, to correct that person with good intention. So it depends on the intention. What is the intention behind trying to point out the fault of other person? If I am pointing at the fault of other person on whom I have the authority, if somebody is under my care and I'm trying to guide that person and I look at the fault or try to point at the fault, oh, Prabhuji, you should not have done like this. You should do this. So other person should not think that, oh, this person or this Prabhuji is pointing at my fault. If the fault finding is with good intention to correct that person for his continuous progress in Krishna consciousness, then it is not to be considered as offense. But what is envy then? If we are pointing at others' fault, criticizing somebody else to put that person down, oh, this person, this devotee is becoming too famous. And I have feeling envy towards that person. And because of that, I try to blaspheme that person, criticize that person so that to pull him down. That is because of envy. So we have to see, is my pointing at others' mistake is because of good intention or is it because of envious tendency? So the intention behind that is more important. For example, a devotee is dancing in kirtan, and in dancing, while in kirtan, he is too much in ecstasy. He is just dancing, 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 going around other devotees also. And by mistake, his hand hit the other devotee like a slap. So now this happened unintentionally, that he is in ecstasy and he's just dancing, and by mistake the hand hit the other person. So it's not to be considered as an offense in that way. But now let's say this devotee is dancing in the kirtan and he has a ego problem with some other devotee. And he's dancing and dancing and dancing and going around and think, oh, I have a problem with this person, and just goes dancing and dancing and intentionally hit that person, thinking that, oh, I'm just dancing. Oh, it's not my fault. I was so much under ecstasy and I just happened to hit you. Please forgive me. So what was the intention behind that? So yes, he may be under ecstasy, but the intention was to really hit that person out of to vent out some anger, to vent out some venge out that, to put that person down. So if we did out of intention, that Krishna does not forgive that. But if it is happening just unknowingly, unintentionally, we may seek out forgiveness. Please forgive me that I did not mean to do this, but it so happened. So same way when we are trying to point out somebody's mistake also, right, out of good intention, that, Prabhu, you made this mistake, you should rather do this way. Even if that person felt bad, then we can say, please forgive me. I did not mean to minimize you, or I did not mean to hurt you. My intention was to kind of rectify your mistake. So that is all right in that situation. But if somebody is not willing, if our advice is not welcome, better to not give advice in that scenario. So we need to be very careful. What is our intention? Is it out of pride? Is it out of envy, or out of good intention? And the same way, anger. When it comes to anger, now anger also has its utility in devotional service also. But if I am just exhibiting the anger on other persons to minimize, that's wrong. So anger can be also utilized in Krishna service. For example, Hanumanji utilized anger in Lord Ramchandra service. He burnt out the Lanka to teach that lesson to Ravana, because Hanumanji was so angry with Ravana's behavior towards Sita Devi. He wanted to teach him a lesson. Now, just when we see these behavior exhibited by devotees also, that, oh, he is becoming angry, immediately it should not be labeled, oh, he is under ignorance, or he does not have control over his anger. We have to see what was the objective behind that. So anger also, there is two different things under anger. One is to become angry, one is to exhibit anger. एक है गुस्से हो जाना और एक है गुस्सा करना. To become angry or to exhibit anger, there are two different things. What is the difference? Control. So गुस्सा करना और गुस्सा हो जाना, the difference is gussa karna. To exhibit anger means I am in control. I am exhibiting anger on somebody to rectify that person, but I am in control. Gussa ho jana means I am under the control of anger. So these are a big difference in those things. Sometimes the spiritual master may also become angry at us. Right? He may show some anger to correct us when we make a mistake. So the spiritual master can show some anger. Now, because he showed the anger, somebody who is just looking at it, the person may think, oh, this person is becoming angry. Sadhu hokar gussa kar raha hai. He is a saintly person and still showing anger. What kind of sadhu is he? So one should not judge in that way, just showing the external behavior. It is, what is the objective behind? He is showing that anger to correct the disciple. But if somebody is controlled by anger, just on small thing, we lose our temper. That is not good. That is under the mode of ignorance. So even Lord Ramachandra showed anger. On what instances Lord Ramachandra exhibited anger? One instance is Samudra Devata. Lord Ramachandra became angry when Samudra Dev did not give passage after 3 days of praying to Samudra Dev. Another instance is Lord Ramachandra had given 4 months of duration to Sugriv, that you have got your kingdom, Kishkinda now, You can go and enjoy for 4 months because it's rainy season also, and it's not a suitable time to travel. So 4 months you can take care of your kingdom. After that, you should come back and help me in my purpose to find Sita. So Sugriv did not return after 4 months, and Lord Ram is waiting and waiting, and then Lord Ramachandra exhibited anger. What did he say? He was telling Lakshmana, the arrow with which I shot Bali, with which I killed Bali, I still have that arrow. If Sugriva does not come to me, tomorrow I will go and kill him. Lakshmana, when he saw Lord Ramachandra's angry mood, he became very happy. See, now you are showing as a Kshatriya quality. You are exhibiting this anger now. You should have done it earlier. Why to wait so long? Lakshmana said, I will go immediately and bind Sugriva or kill him. And Lord Ramachandra said, no, no, no. Sugriv ko sirf thoda darana hai, bhai dikhana hai. You have to just show him little fear. You don't have to kill him. And Lakshmana was saying, you are angry, but you are saying, I will go tomorrow and kill Sugriva. Why tomorrow? Do it today. But Lord Ramachandra is saying, no, not today, tomorrow. Lord Ramachandra is actually giving a very nice principle here. The principle is when anger comes, even though you are influenced by anger, you are in control of anger, you should not act immediately under that emotion, under that anger. Wait for some time, and by that time, that emotion will subside, that emotion will go down. That's why there is a saying. There are two sayings actually. One saying is, Kal kare so aaj kar, aaj kare so ab. Why to wait tomorrow? Do it today. And then another saying is, aaj kare so kal, kal kare so parso. Rather than doing today, do it tomorrow. Rather than doing tomorrow, do it day after tomorrow. So what is the difference in what situation these two sayings need to be implemented? So Lord Ramachandra is teaching by his behavior, when you are influenced by this anger, then wait, don't act on it immediately. Aaj kare so kal, kal kare so parso. Put it on tomorrow. Lord Ramachandra is saying, tomorrow I will go and chastise Sugriva. So don't act immediately on that. So our nature is, what do? We act on those lower modes immediately. So that means we are under the influence of that ignorance. I'm especially speaking for myself. So whenever these different emotions come, somebody did something and I did not like it, it is not to my liking. So we want to immediately act out on that, say something, speak or criticize or show our anger. So we act out on that immediately. But when we want to do something good, then we keep waiting. Oh, I will do. When it is time to glorify somebody, when it is time to praise somebody, then the words do not come out of the mouth. Then, okay, tomorrow I will say something good about that person tomorrow. Oh, I will glorify that person tomorrow. I will show my gratitude to that person tomorrow. So for that, we keep pushing on. But when time comes to say something, do something wrong, then we act immediately. So we need to switch that. We need to reverse that order. So anger in itself is not wrong, but the application of that. What is the application that we need to see? So Lord Kapiladev is telling here that one who is under the influence of the devotional service executed by a person who is envious, proud, violent, angry, and who is a separatist is considered to be in the mode of darkness. Now, what is this separatist? What does this separatist mean? Sarambhi bhin drik bhava. Bhin drik bhava. So Prabhupada is translating, in the translation, Prabhupada is writing the word as who is a separatist. There could be many different means, actually, if we do with our intelligence, if we try to mean that. So separatist means sometimes people are follower of different dharma, different religion, and they want to put their agenda first. Let's say somebody is following Islam or somebody is following Christianity, and they want to say, my dharma is best, my path is best. If you follow my path, then you will attain this, otherwise you are doomed. So it's like a separatist mentality. But in the real sense, separatist means when our desire is separate from the desire of the Supreme Lord. When we are not aligning our desire with the desire of Supreme Lord, that is called separatist mentality. So in the real sense of devotional service, in the pure goodness, pure devotional service means a devotee want to align the desire with the desire of Krishna. That is devotional service performed in pure goodness. But if we are not aligning our desire with desire of Krishna, we have our own agenda. We come to Krishna to fulfill our agenda. That I came to you, please give me this, give me that. Like the 4 type of people who approach Krishna. Artho Arthi, Arti, Artha, Artho Arthi, Jigyasur, Jnani. So these 4 type of people who approach Krishna is they have some motive, something to achieve from Krishna. Either they want to be relieved from some misery, they want some material benefit from Krishna, or just out of curiosity, let me find out what is Krishna all about, what is temple all about, what is happening in temple. So just out of curiosity, somebody is coming. So then they do not have the desire to serve Krishna, to please Krishna, to align their desire with Krishna. That is also as a separatist mentality. Now people may come under different influences. And we know everybody is carrying their own baggages. So the devotional service here, Srila Prabhupada is actually writing a very important point in the purport. To act under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master with a motive to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead is pure devotional service. But if one has a motive for personal sense gratification, his devotional service is manifested differently. So if we act under the direction of our authorities, if we act under the direction of the spiritual master to practice devotional service to satisfy Krishna, then that is pure devotional service. So the ultimate goal, what is the ultimate goal? To please Krishna. Now there are 2 different statements. I will tell 2 different statements and you say which statement is correct. One thing is to serve the spiritual master thinking that Krishna will become pleased. Second thing is serve Krishna thinking that spiritual master will become pleased. What should be the goal? First one or second one?
Prabhuji, can you please repeat it?
Context. When we see first one, we can. I'm sorry.
Yes, yes.
For example, serving the deity. We are not serving Krishna. But then when you serve the deity nicely, then spiritual master becomes pleased.
Yes.
Sir,
So let me repeat these 2 statements. Somebody on the Zoom said, can you repeat those 2 options? One thing, the first statement I said was serving spiritual master thinking that this will please Krishna. Second option is serving Krishna for the purpose to please spiritual master. There is a subtle difference in these 2. So the first statement becomes vague if the spiritual master is not bona fide. Right? If the spiritual master ultimate goal is not to engage in Krishna service and somebody thinks, oh, I'm serving my guru. My guru is everything. I'm chanting the name of my guru and thinking that, yes, God will accept that. So then it becomes completely useless because the spiritual master, the purpose is not to engage in a bona fide process of devotional service. But the second statement, serving Krishna with the intention to please spiritual master, that covers both actually, both purpose. It will please Guru also, it will please Krishna also. Because Guru is recommending that these are the activity you should engage in. You should serve the deities, you should offer service to the Vaishnavas, you should cook for Krishna, you should make garland for Krishna. So when we are engaging in all these different activities to serve Krishna, that is pleasing to the Guru also. So the second statement includes both. It will please Krishna also, it will please the Guru also. But many times it so happens that people in different practices, in different paths, They start thinking, yes, my guru is everything. I just need to serve my guru, chant the name of my guru. And there are so many bogus guru who just say, chant my name, come to my ashram, do this thing. So when somebody is practicing that process, that also we can fit into this category. But Kapil Dev is saying that devotional service performed under the mode of ignorance, because we are not really accepting or understanding what is my real goal, what is my real destination, and what is the pathway to that. Now, the one more important point which is mentioned in the purport here, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur advises that a Vaishnava who is not of good character should be avoided. Now, how to understand this point, or what is the practical application here? See, when we come to the devotional service, when we come to the process of bhakti, as we said in the beginning, everybody is carrying different baggage. And every sort of people can come to temple. Outside the temple door, there is no scanner. Are you free from anger? Are you free from envy? Are you free from pride? Are you free from calm and all that, lust and all that? So there is no scanning machine to scan all these different qualities. So everybody is welcome to come. And somebody may have different intentions of coming. So people have different inclination, different tendencies, but when they come to the process of devotional service, we need to understand that we want to facilitate everybody's progress towards Krishna. But at the same time, we don't want to be influenced by their contamination also. For example, if I am sick, I have a flu or something, and I go to the hospital for treatment. Now in the hospital, there are so many other patients who are suffering from so many different diseases. Maybe somebody in the hospital is there who is having COVID, somebody is having tuberculosis. So some different patients are there suffering from different diseases. I go to the hospital to cure for my disease, but then I get infection from somebody else. I go to hospital to get recovery from my flu, but then I get the COVID symptom. So that is not going to be good. So, but in the hospital, yes, all different patients are welcome for their treatment. But then in the hospital also, there need to be some division, some partition need to be there, that the different patient of different diseases or different infection do not mix up with each other to spread their contamination. So same way in our practice of devotional service also, in our practice of Krishna consciousness also, we may come across many people who are trying to practice, and they have their different contamination, their different baggage in the different modes they are influenced with. And we need to be careful with whom we associate, to what level we associate with them. So as there are 4 ways of treating 4 different category of devotees or 4 different category of people, says Prem, Maitri, Kripa, Upeksha. We want to develop love towards Krishna. We want to develop love towards the spiritual master. So Prema, Maitri, with devotees who are advanced devotee, we want to have friendly relationship with them. We want to have association to learn from them. Kripa, all general devotees, we want to have compassion towards everybody. We don't want to judge somebody. We want to help them in their progress of Krishna consciousness also, but at the same time, we don't have to take too much association. We have to show compassion towards everybody. And then Upeksha, somebody is envious of Krishna, somebody is envious of the devotee, we want to avoid those. So Prem, Maitri, Kripa, Upeksha. So same way here, what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is writing, a Vaishnava who is not of good character should be avoided. A Vaishnava is one who has taken the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the ultimate goal of life. But if one is not pure and still has the motive, then he is not a Vaishnava of first order of good character. So same way, yes, when somebody starts to come to the temple earlier, maybe they have some bad habits, they have some wrong tendencies. We don't want to block them completely. Yes, everybody is welcome, but at the same time, we want to protect ourselves. We don't want to influence others also because of that one person's wrong behavior or wrong quality. So just one example, I was listening to one lecture from Chaitanya Prabhu and he was answering one question. So somebody asked if somebody is influenced by some wrong qualities or if somebody has done something wrong, how to treat that person. For example, if somebody is trying to practice devotional service, but he is still having the habit of drinking. Okay, he drinks, but he is a very good singer. He sings Kirtan very nicely. Now, how to help that person grow in his Krishna consciousness while at the same time not influencing the others in a negative way. So when such people, such devotees who are in an initial phase still suffering from these conditions, if somebody is coming to temple, we can foster their progress, we can create certain environment where they can also progress, but at the same time, we want to protect the community also. So such person, even though, yes, he is a good singer, he sings Kirtan in a very nice melodies, but we cannot have that person represent the community. We cannot have that person sing in front of the deities for the deities, because other person may think, other people who are coming as a new guest to the temple, they may think, so this person from his mouth, intoxication smell is coming, liquor smell is coming, and he is singing as a leader. So maybe it's okay to do such kind of thing. So it may influence negatively to other people also. So we cannot put that person as a position of, as a kind of a leadership position or to represent the community. But at the same time, yes, we want to help his progress also. So now, if he has a desire to sing, maybe he can be given other opportunities in a separate place in another room where he can sing Kirtan, or if he has a talent to maybe teach to other people, teach to children how to play musical instrument or how to teach different melodies to other people, maybe that can be arranged. So he also maybe slowly takes to the process of devotional service. So the point I'm trying to make is, when we are talking about all these different characteristic mentioned under the mode of ignorance as pride, envy, anger, separatist mentality, this is for our introspection, not to judge other person or not to block somebody else from the practice of Krishna consciousness. But at the same time, we protect ourselves, we protect the community and help everybody's progress in Krishna consciousness. So as a summary, this verse, what Lord Kapil Dev is describing, devotional service also could be practiced in different modes. Not that the devotional service is under different modes, but it is the performer of devotional service who is influenced by different modes. And understanding that, yes, I have the previous conditioning, I am carrying that baggage, but on the way, I want to drop off my baggage if I really want to reach my destination. We cannot continue with that heavy baggage of all these anarthas and still think that, yes, one day I will achieve Krishna Prema. So we may be in the beginning stage, but slowly we need to progress towards the ultimate goal. And how we can do that? That is possible only by following the instructions given by the spiritual master. If we follow the instructions of the bona fide spiritual master and serve Krishna under the instructions, the only motive is to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then eventually we will make progress. We'll move from the process or from the stage of some qualities under ignorance to come to the stage of pure goodness. And in the process, yes, we need to protect ourselves from the influence of other devotee. While giving up our disease, we don't want to catch the disease of other person also. So again, very wonderful words for my own introspection, my own reflection. So once again, thank you, Prabhuji, for giving me this opportunity to discuss something, to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam for my own purification. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
The Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
If anybody has any comment, please feel free to add.
Yeah, I mean, I was just meditating on it. That, what do you call it? Yeah, I was just thinking that, I was yesterday hearing lectures from the another man saying, was telling that, our, just telling everyone, you see, the problem is that somehow or other, he gave example of a dog.
Hmm.
So like a dog in this world, if the dog is very loyal dog, then the master will like take the dog in the car and dog so many things. But the dog knows the dog identity. So he says the problem is that when Guru and Krishna give some mercy, they give some qualification,
Hmm.
and you do different things, then you forget what is the real situation. And as a result of that, simplicity is gone. And because of simplicity, crookedness comes, and once crookedness comes, then all the problems start and all this like
Hmm.
all this start. So and then you start judging others. So I was thinking that how important it is to maintain
Stay grounded.
that simplicity. That I'm here, I'm a servant, I'm here to be a servant. Goal of my life is to be a servant. And you made this point that we came here to be trained to become a servant.
Hmm.
Becoming a servant is the purpose of coming here, becoming not becoming guru but becoming master. So the thing is, yeah, really meditating on that. And also meditating on how devotional service means that devotees, like just like a tank runs on fuel or etc. So the fuel of devotees' life is actually Krishna's and Guru's pleasure. How much Guru and Krishna is pleased with it. So I was thinking that mm, yeah, depending on like at least desiring is to surrender and serve without any like question, any condition, any reservation.
Hmm.
Surrender completely. And you see like those people who surrender completely, they are the real people who stood the test of time. Yeah, I mean devotional service is a very uh, is a very serious part for persons who have like one point. And you were saying just now also about how one has to be very careful not to be affected. So I was thinking that how one should know very clearly that what is this position, what is this service Guru, and like, and you have to keep filtering and discriminating based on this person is saying something which is not in line with what I should be doing, so I should not absorb it. I should just listen but not listen at the same time.
Hmm.
So things like this, and it's very easy to pick up these modes, like to correct people. It's very easy, and so it requires ultimately it requires Krishna's mercy to become a natural Vaishnava, to become naturally humble, to become naturally, servant. So I mean, yeah, it's small things like this. You was telling me that is quoting one time Rama Maharaj was saying one time Maharaj didn't sing, which is sing. So devotee was Maharaj, why you did not do it? I was not asked to do it. So which means that he's still going back to the point that he's from the initial days, you don't take liberty of the position, you don't behave as if you don't behave as I was thinking to myself that that how much it's very important to not behave. So I'm a preacher. It's very easy. It's very easy to take liberty. There were people who trained their own mind also, they will feel happy. Like for example, they will take everybody, go to someone's house, you want fresh or whatever. They may not mind, but then you are taking liberty. So in your heart now you change from being completely dependent on Krishna. Now you are riding on someone's appreciation of you.
Mm.
It's very subtle. So bhakti is like very subtle part of you. And
Thank you very much, bro. You shared many wonderful points. So what I got from your different points is to continue to maintain the simplicity of heart. That is one thing, because on the way we somehow give up that naiveness. In the beginning, we come to the process, we are naive, but then along the way, we start feeling ourselves as somebody superior and then trying to judge others, give up our simplicity of heart. So that simplicity, that is what attracts Krishna. So thank you. Simplicity. Then second one was being dependent, taking shelter of Guru and Krishna, being always dependent on them. In the final point which you mentioned was not taking liberty of our position, now starting thinking, okay, I am this much senior and I can do whatever I like. I can tell somebody, or I can come up and remove somebody else and do this thing by myself. So taking liberty of our position, all that is a kind of winding up around simplicity. It's simplicity of heart, to maintain that simplicity of heart. So yes, that is one quality which pleases Krishna. Saralata, right? That one word comes, saralata. So thank you, bro.
and in summary also Maharaj is saying something that he said all this simplicity is that it may seem like a material quality, but it's a gift of Guru Krishna. So until we get that gift, we have to qualify. So like you see people are naturally humble. Like you see like pure devotees are naturally humble. Like this, they don't need a reason to be humble. They don't need someone to be around them to be humble. They just naturally humble. That's the way they are. So until we reach that stage, you can't change. At any point, you can do anything. Read once I remember. At any point, I can do anything. It's the Guru and Krishna. Maharaj said, Guru and Krishna को पकड़ के रखा है. They have, kind of just tamed us and kept us. But the moment they release their mercy, anything can happen. I also did one of the Mahaprabhu said recently. He says, just stop chanting 16 rounds for 1 week. And he says, you just fall flat on your face. Then you realize what is the mercy of Lord is there. So,
thank you very much, bro. Very nice points.
But I am very grateful to you for your mercy that I could hear. I was not in a position to attend one program, but somehow by your mercy I am.
Hare Krishna. It's other way through. It's your mercy that I am able to trying to absorb myself in reading something from Bhagavatam and trying to kind of introspect. Okay, any other points? Yes, bro.
You said about anger. I do believe that one should not show anger instantly, or don't come under, or don't influence under anger. But especially in material world or in professional world, people started taking you granted. You can say anything to this guy, he's not going to be anger, like he's not going to this project, or like he's not going to show any he's not, ये कोई जवाब नहीं देगा या फिर यार ये नहीं करेगा. How to deal with this? I hope you understand that.
Yes. So yes, that's a good practical situation that if somebody is trying to misuse your gentle behavior, trying to put you down always, or minimize you, take away the credit of your work, thinking this guy is not going to do anything. So what to do in that situation, how to guard yourself in that situation. See, one thing is to trying to harm others. Second thing is to do something to protect yourself. Okay, so those are two different scenarios. If somebody is trying to harm you, so in that situation, yes, we have to maybe come to that step at least to protect ourselves. For example, there is a story. Okay, I don't know if it is Ramanujacharya and the snake. It tells so once there was a snake, and everybody is afraid. Oh, there is a snake outside of the village, and this snake will harm us, bite us. So Ramanujacharya was passing from that point and that place, and he instructed to the snake also, you should behave gently, do not harm anybody. So this snake also became the disciple of Ramanujacharya. Now he will not harm anybody, he will not come and hiss. So he became like a Vaishnava, gentle person. Now the other villages will come, the children will come, and they say, oh, this snake, he doesn't do anything, he doesn't harm. And they started misutilizing his gentle behavior. They will come and make a swing out of the snake and start kind of swinging around. And in that way, this snake is getting harmed, that getting hurt. His body is getting pierced, or he is having wounds on the body. And Ramanujacharya again happened to pass by from that place and saw the situation of the snake. What happened to you? Why you are in such a miserable situation? And you say, you told me not to harm anybody, not to hiss on anybody. So now this is how the other people are treating me. Right? They are saying, oh, this because I will not do anything, so they come and misuse me. So Ramanujacharya told, I told you not to harm anybody, but I did not say don't protect yourself. So you have to protect yourself. If somebody comes and try to harm you, you can show your fang, but do not bite. So in this world also, how does it apply to us? Yes, in our professional circle, in other situation, if somebody is mistreating, taking for granted that they can come and scratch your car or come and bump into your car and think, oh, this person, he's a devotee, and devotee should not get angry, and devotee should not say anything. I can do anything with this person. So it does not mean that anybody can come and do anything. We have to still safeguard ourselves. So you at least speak up for your own safety, your own protection. Okay, so like showing the pan, but do not bite anybody. So what does it mean is we do not go and attack on somebody, okay, to harm somebody. But if somebody is coming to attack on you at that time, at least you should protect yourself. Okay, so there is a difference in two situations. I don't want to attack on China, but if China comes and attack on me, I have to protect myself. I cannot say, okay, come and take up this land. That's no problem. So we have to protect ourselves, but we do not go and try to harm anybody, encroach upon others' property. So you want to add something? So I will tell you one practical situation. So Prabhu told me to tell more. I will tell you one practical situation. See, sometime in our professional world, it becomes very common. Somebody want to take credit of your work, right? So there is a way to deal with that situation also. If somebody try to take credit of your work, you came up with some nice suggestion, which was not implemented, but later on somebody take that suggestion and they take credit of that. Oh, I came up with this idea and I invented this. I want to file a patent or something about this. So what do you do in that situation? It's not that you go and start hold on to the collar of that person and start arguing and fighting with that person. So there is a way to deal with that situation also. So let's say some meeting is going on and this person is presenting an idea on his name and you happen to be there. So you can say, so I'm just taking some names example. Okay, you can say, hey Sam, this is very nice idea. Actually, by the way, I remember the discussion we two of you had, and when I presented this idea, and you really liked that idea that time. So indirectly, you can say, see, I gave this idea earlier, and now you are presenting, and indirectly you can convey the message to everybody else that actually this was your idea. Right? So it's not every time that we have to go and argue and fight with somebody. We have to deal intelligently, how to safeguard ourselves. Okay, thank you. I think it's quite late. Okay, so thank you very much. Anybody on the call? I know there was,
Thank you for the very nice class, Prabhuji. All the while I was meditating on Kal Kare So Aaj Kar, that was that being the Dirgha Sutri, not to be like that, and how Krishna says. But how you said, there are some things that we have to procrastinate. So I need to work on those, Prabhuji. Thank you for those nice points.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vrindanath Prabhu. Very nice class.
Hare
Nice
Krishna.
class, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.